What's up everyone, Adam here from Cape Crawlers, and this is the Bronco Build Part 5. Welcome back to the channel everybody. We're going to do a quick update on the Bronco. I'm in between orders right now, so I don't have a lot of new parts going in. I do have a couple of things this week that we're doing, some really cool stuff actually, that we're just kind of going to do some hacks, if you will, on the stuff that we already have. I do have some components coming, hopefully Sunday. It's Thursday at the time of this recording. If I get these upgrades in time, I'll have them installed in this video as well. But this might just be a real quick video on some of the small things I'm doing, some of the cool things that we're doing this week, kind of in between big things. We got big things coming, I promise. We got some real cool stuff coming for this. So part 6 is probably going to be pretty epic. We're going to get into some really neat stuff. But anyway, let's dive into what we got for this phase. So some quick updates here. You'll probably notice the Bronco looks a little different than it did at the end of the last video, and that's because I ripped off the deep dish wheels. I just really wasn't happy with how they looked. The plasti dip, the rubberized coating there just wasn't factory looking enough. I wasn't satisfied with the job that I did on it, so I took those off. Plus, I really didn't like the stance. I think it was too wide. It looked almost goofy how wide it was, especially with these skinny tires. I think the other rigs look better wide because they've got the big beefy tires on them. It kind of gives them a better proportions, if that makes sense. This guy just didn't look good with that stance and these tire setup. And I don't want to put the huge tires on it because they won't clear the fenders. So I'm going to try to work with the same size tires that we've got on here and probably stick with the same width because I think we're in a good place from the track, the stance, everything. I'm pretty happy with how it looks. So I put the Endura beadlocks back on. I also put the foams back in the tires, left the tires vented, but I put the foams back in just because they were like flopping all over the place, and it just was too loose with no foams in there. So we undid a lot of the things that I did last time actually, even the rock sliders. So the rock sliders I found out from the last time, I put the wrong ones on there, so I ordered the wrong rock sliders. And that's my fault. I was kind of giving Endura a hard time in the last video, but it was my fault on that one because I ordered the ones for the deadbolt, and that's why they didn't fit. But these things look beautiful. These things fit fantastic. This is exactly the look I was going for. They're nice and tight to the body. They look great on there. Fit perfect. So I'm really happy with these now. I did a couple outdoor course runs, and they don't hang up terribly. It does impact performance a little bit, but it's worth it for me for that body protection, and I really just like the look. I think I'm really happy with those. Left the red spare tire on there. That doesn't bother me. I like it enough. In pictures and things, it makes the Bronco look kind of complete, if you will, with that red wheel on there, even though it's not perfect. So I wouldn't say happy. I'm satisfied with that one. Could always be better, but it's good for the time being. What are we doing in this phase? So we got some cool stuff in this phase. I'm still chasing tires around. I'm struggling on rocks with these things. They just don't hook up on the outdoor course like I want them to. I'm going to do a before course run here in this video on my outdoor course, and then we're going to try it out with these mods that we're doing today. But I'm just really struggling on the outdoor course with these tires. And they're starting to come off the bead. I think with the extra torque, the extra power, the extra weight, these things are kind of struggling to hang on here. So we're going to upgrade. I'm going to try these Goodyear Wranglers from RC 4-wheel drive. I've heard good things about these. I love the look. I love the size. So I'm excited to put these on there. But one of the really cool things we're going to do today, we're going to do a modification to the foams. And this was courtesy of my friend Doug Yeager. And Doug, I apologize if I butchered your name there, but I think that's how it is. Doug sent me these plans over here, and what this is, it's a blueprint on how to vent your foams. So what we're going to do, we're going to take the foams out of here. We're going to use this pattern, and we're going to use a hole punch, just a regular hole punch, and we're going to punch the holes. And so each one of these circles it's a pattern for punching the holes in the foam. So we're going to vent our foams here, put them in with the new RC 4-wheel drive Goodyear Wrangler tires here, and we're going to see how that works. I'm going to vent these tires too. I went back and forth, but I think to get the most bang for the buck, out of the tires and really benefit from the foam modification that we're going to do, I got to vent these tires. I thought about venting the wheels, but I just don't want to drill holes in the wheels and the ring inside. I'd rather just vent the tires. So that's what we're going to do in this video. So I'm going to get to work on this. We're going to put all this together, and then we're going to do an outdoor course run to see if this improved our performance. Now, I'll do my best to explain this, but there's another YouTube video that does a great job showing you how to do this modification, and I will link that in the description here. So if you want to see a step-by-step on how to draw these and also how to perform the modifications to your foam, check out that video in the description down below, and it's a really good tutorial. But for our purposes, I'm just going to do my best, and I'll probably just do it off camera, and then I'll come back when we've done it, and then we'll take it for a spin. Alright, quick update on where we're at here. So I'm in kind of step 2 or 3 of the process here, getting ready to hole punch. So what you do is basically shrink wrap these things in tape to make them as flat as possible, so that when you get them in the hole punch, you can go around just like a thick piece of paper. So I've got my little foam pancakes here, getting ready to do the hole punching now. So I'm going to punch them out, and we'll see how they look, and then we'll put them all together. Definitely want to give a shout out to that video again in the description, because he did a way better job than I did. I don't have the patience for this stuff. I always struggle with it, but I think it'll work. We'll give it a shot. Okay, we're back. So here we are with our now vented foams here. We vented the tires, so I did my typical 2 holes in each tire on the top of the tread. And now we're getting into foam tuning. So with these holes all the way around, we should again maintain sidewall strength, but have lots of flexibility in the foam itself. It'll act like a really soft compound foam, have lots of give and lots of conformity is the plan here. I will say that I changed my approach a little bit here. I used a leather punch instead of the typical kind of desktop hole punch, because the hole punch itself was too big for these foams. You can see there's just not a lot of surface area here. So I went with the leather punch and kind of fine-tuned the setting on the leather punch to get the size of the hole that I was after. So pretty happy with how this turned out. The templates were super helpful. Very difficult to get it kind of situated nice and flat so the holes were even. I messed up on a couple. It's not 100% even, but for our purposes, I think it'll work. It doesn't have to be completely perfect to function the way we want it to. So let's throw these together and give it a shot. All right, quick update. Sunday evening, about 9 o'clock on a Sunday, we just got a surprise Amazon delivery. So our second round of upgrades for this week just came in. So check out what I got. I got some new Hex Extensions. So these are kind of off-brand. I can't even remember the name of these, honestly. But they look just like the Trio upgrades. But they are plus 7 millimeters. And they weigh 17 grams a piece. So this is some heavy weight here, plus some extra width. Now I am by no means unhappy with the Trio Hex Extensions that I have in here, but I'm still just looking for a little more width, and I'm having a lot of issues with the wheel nuts falling off of the Trios. I keep losing the front wheel nuts specifically on these things. So I'm going to try these new extensions just because mainly I'm just excited to try them. It'll give it a lot more weight around the wheels and a little more width for stability and some more articulation. Plus, we also got Overdrive Gears. So these are going to be a lot of fun, and I'm super excited to try these. This is going to be my first foray into gear changing on the SCX24s. So overdriving the front makes the front tires spin faster than the rear. So these are 23% faster than the rear. And what that's going to do is improve crawling and steering because you're spinning faster in the front, you're biting harder in the front as opposed to the rear. So I'm really amped to try these out. I think these will be a big improvement on the Bronco specifically. I got two sets. I got one. I'm going to put some on the JLU too, but I'm really pumped to put these in the Bronco. So I'm going to do a before course run right now with it as it sits, now that we've got the new tire set up on here and the rock sliders situated. So I'm going to do a before, and I'm really going to focus on the vertical climbing because one of the big advantages of these Overdrive Gears is supposedly the vertical climbing ability. So let's check it out, and then we'll throw these on and see how they do. Okay, so this is a section of the course that I don't think we've really highlighted in this build series. This is what I call a mini Moab. So we've got, call it the Hell's Gate trail right here, and then we've got the chute, which is a super slick, very steep incline there. So these are two of my real hard vertical challenge lines here. So we're gonna do a baseline run with the Bronco, see how it does. All right, did the chute, no problem. I should add that this is the furthest the Bronco has ever made it up this line. It has never done the chute before. Oh man. Okay, just installed the new Hex weights. So let's see what we got for climbing ability here. The chute, still nice and easy. Hell's Gate, what do we got? Oh, not a good start. Oh, there we go. Oh, I thought I had it. Oh, God. It's so close, man. Come on. Right there. Come on, Bronco. I'm having to really bump it to get up over these obstacles. The motor is just not pulling like it should, I feel. See, it's like not engaging until like quarter throttle. I think if I had low speed at the top there, I could make it. See, I got nothing right there. If I can see. Yeah, see, I just don't have it. I don't have the throttle right there. And if I had more juice, I could do it. Get those overdrive gears in and we'll try it. All right, so here we are, Bronco build. That's what we did. We did the overdrive gears. So we did the Endura 23% overdrive gears. And we did the, I can't even remember the name of the brand. I couldn't pronounce it even if I wanted to remember it. So we did a big hex extensions, plus 7mm hex extensions. I can't remember the brand's name. I'll link it in the description down below with the rest of the pieces. So we added some width. We added about 2mm on each side with the hex extensions, and we added some significant amount of weight. I weighed this thing last night. We were coming in about 507 grams. So we've broken into the 500s. We've got some significant weight on here now, and I'm excited to try it out. So the added width isn't really noticeable, I don't think. It's still maintaining a really good stance. I'm loving these Goodyear Wrangler tires. These things are fantastic, and I'm so glad I got these. But I'm digressing here. Anyway, with the width, I think we've got a really good stance right now. We've got a good amount of weight on here. So I'm really anxious to try it out. I'm super excited to try it out with overdrive gears to see if that improves the vertical climbing a little bit and to see what that does for the overall performance. So let's get it on the course and check it out, and then we'll come back and see what we think. All right, overdrive gears installed. Let's see how we do. So close. This whole time, let's do a couple runs on this thing. Nice. Nice and stable through there. I like it. It's good. Oh, wow, so easy right there. Nice and flat. Looks great. That section was awesome. Oh, no problem. Hard to believe this is the same vehicle we started with. Again, let's do the challenge line. Flat as a pancake through there.
no problem whatsoever.
So we got a lot to recap on in this episode here. So we've done 2 different performance runs before and after, because we did kind of a 2-pronged approach in this video. I started late last week as far as working on some of the mods. So we did the tire mod. We put the new Goodyear Wrangler tires on. We did the tire venting, and then we ran it on the outdoor course. So we've got that to recap, and then we've got this evening's work that I did with the Overdrive Gears and the big Hex Extensions on here. So let's start with kind of part 1 of this video, which was the outdoor course, trying out the vented foams on the new tires. I am very impressed with the tire setup. These tires hook up awesome. These Goodyear Wranglers by RC 4-wheel drive, these things hook up fantastic. I love them. I love how they look. I love how they perform. They work good on the indoor course. They work good on the outdoor course with the rocks, in the sand. Very impressed with these tires. So very happy with that mod. And I don't know if it was the tires or it was the foam setup that we did, but whatever combo that we got going on in this thing works great. From a squishiness standpoint, they're still a little firm, but I like it. It works. They've got plenty of squish here, but it's also got a lot of sidewall strength, and just seems to work really well in real world conditions. So I don't have any desire to take the foams out right now, and we did vent the tires and the foams, so it's a good setup right now. I'm pretty pumped with this. This was a real good tip by our friend Doug, so I'm glad I tried it out in this episode, and it made a big difference. Moving on to this evening's mod. So let's talk about the indoor course run with the Hex Extensions and the Overdrive Gears. So let me first preface by saying, if you'd asked me a month or so ago if the Bronco could go up any one of those obstacles on the mini Moab course, I would have laughed in your face. This thing was so far away from being able to touch any line on that side of the indoor course. And now it's hard to believe that this is the same vehicle. To think that it is this close to getting up the Hell's Gate trail there on mini Moab is amazing. It's so cool to watch it climb up the chute and the escalator and conquer those obstacles that I never thought that I would see the Bronco go up. So with that said, I'm super impressed with the gains that it's made thus far. However, I wish we'd gotten a little more out of the Overdrive Gears. And perhaps it's because we put a lot of extra weight in the back as well as in the front with those big Hex Extensions. Those things weigh about 17 grams a piece, so we got a ton of weight up front, but we also got it in the back. So I think the vertical climbing ability, the gains that we made from the Overdrive Gears may have been knocked down quite a bit from the added weight in the back with the big hexes on there. So with that said, I wish we got a little bit more out of the Overdrive Gears. We were doing really good with just the Hex Extensions on there. Like, it would almost get up Hell's Gate there, but we just couldn't get that last little bit. But I did notice right away that the Overdrive Gears did help it significantly on some of the sticky spots, like on the Hell's Gate trail there, kind of that last hump to get up to the crest and the peak. With the Overdrive Gears installed, it was able to just kind of run right up over that much better than it did before. And on the opposite side, on the escalator, it was able to climb some sections of that much easier. So they do work. I think I was expecting a little bit more, maybe had unrealistic expectations from the Overdrive Gears, but they do work. The benefits were obvious, and it does climb better. And I did see on some of the more technical sections on and around the chute, it worked really well. So I probably need to test it a little further to really see the benefits of the Overdrive Gears. It was raining this afternoon and this evening, so I couldn't get it outside on the rock course to really see what it could do. I could have, but it wouldn't have been a fair comparison because it was slick out there. But anyway, all in all, this turned out to be a good episode. I was kind of thinking this was going to be a super short one and that we weren't going to have a lot of mods to review in this episode, but we ended up having some really good, interesting mods to put on here. So I'm really excited that I was able to get the parts in time to do the video. So let me know what you think down below. How's the Bronco doing? I'm pretty impressed with it. It's come a long way. I'm really happy with how it is right now. So it's impressive, and it's a lot of fun to build it. So we do have some more exciting stuff coming in the next few days. You know, we're going to get into the chassis. We're going to tweak some things from a chassis perspective. I'm going to experiment a little more with the rear suspension, see if we can sort out the uphill a little bit more and maybe counteract all this weight in the back. But overall, really happy. This was a fun one. So I'll put the links in the description for the parts that we had in this video. I'll also link down there some videos that will help you if you want to do the overdrive gears and the foam venting. So I'll link a couple videos down there for those that do a much better tutorial than I would have done from the actual completing of the modifications themselves and installing the gears. So take a look in the description for those. As always, I appreciate you guys. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next video as we continue to build this thing up. And next time I will make it up Hell's Gate. I promise you that. Hold me to it. We'll see you in the next video.